to our second leadership video update from Nativity here. First, we're going to have Jim talk about the task team updates, about how we're going to be working our way into the building. And then next after that, we'll talk about an update on the youth activities that Gene will introduce. And then following that, Dana will be talking about building the beloved community.
Hi there, Jim Joyner, Junior Warden here at Nativity. As Dana explained in the June 12th update to the parish, the vestry has formed two teams to develop processes and phases for the reopening of the building. There was the online worship team, and that is being led by Nick and George Johnson. They're looking at short and long-term technology solutions for sharing our service virtually even after we are back in the building. The second team is the building use team, which is led by Adrian, and they are assessing the development and processes and procedures required to safely open the building for use of our staff, congregation, and others outside of the organization. Those two teams will be working closely with the staff in the vestry on coming up with the appropriate solutions moving forward. And all their activities related to these plans will be in alignment with the ECMN and local government guidelines. Let me take a few moments to talk about some examples of some of the things that these teams have to consider. On the online worship team, we know that online worship is here to stay. We have to consider the layout of the sanctuary and the logistics, camera and microphone options for online service for both an empty sanctuary and when we're at full capacity, and how to best leverage technology to help us. In terms of music, we've done a nice job incorporating videos on our online service. When we decide to meet again in person, how do we include music in the sanctuary? Is that with just bell choirs only? Is that pre-recorded videos to watch in the sanctuary? And can we integrate some in-person singing and still socially distance? When we're back allowed into the building, how do we share and experience communion? How do we collect offerings? How do we handle worship aids? And how do we share the peace? The bottom line is there are many things to consider as we move forward. So how do we approach this most effectively and economically? Some examples of the building use team are: what are the processes for those that enter our building? Do we take temperatures of those entering? Require masks? Have folks sign a waiver? Do we have people register online to better control how we enter the building at any given time? How do we clean and disinfect the building after every use? How do we effectively share the building with our friends from Word Honey, Living Sober, the Cub Scouts, with all of this in mind? How are we going to handle Community Cafe? What is our liability as a church community should something go wrong? Bottom line is these are complex issues that require thoughtful consideration for Nativity and our extended community. Just to give everyone an update on the ECM phased program, we just recently heard that small outdoor gatherings can begin July 1st. Indoor worship is still not allowed, and this will be allowed only in phase 2. The ECMN has created a task force very similar to what we have that's looking at the building use across the parishes. So we'll be looking for more updates as time goes.
Hi Nativity families. I am making plans for summer faith formation, and those plans will include activities and projects to do as a family or independently, and I will be dropping those resources off at homes and either pass them off from a safe distance or leave them on your doorstep. There will also be in-person youth gatherings, of course, from a safe social distance. And we will continue to volunteer at Holy Trinity Lutheran Church, distributing supplies to the neighborhoods of South Minneapolis. Please watch your Nativity e-notes on Wednesdays and Saturdays for information and links and anything else you may need to know about summer faith formation for children and youth.
Hi, I'm Dana Faith Strandy, the rector at Nativity Episcopal Church. I just wanted to take a moment to tell you about building the beloved community. It's a conversation that we have on Wednesday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. It's a place that we've created, a place that's a brave space, so that we can explore racism. What has happened that has brought about the systemic racism that exists in our neighborhoods, in our state, and in our country. And also for us to explore how we might become allies as an anti-racist. The book we're reading is called Why Are All the Black Kids Sitting Together in the Cafeteria? I invite you to get a copy of the book and join us online Wednesdays from 7 to 8 p.m. Again, the link is on the website. I hope you'll consider joining us.